This is Jaden with Adventure Pilot, and we're in part two of our transitioning from ForeFlight to iFly series. In this video, I'm going to be showing you all of the weather features in the app, how to use the map, and then how to look at different charts such as the TAC, sectional, IFR low, high, stuff like that. All right, let's get straight into it. Now that we've looked at some of the basic flight planning features, we can go back to the map and look at how iFly presents its information to you. This will also transition us into some of the more advanced flight planning features and how to actually use the app in the air. Let's talk about the biggest distinction between ForeFlight and iFly. iFly is designed to be used in the plane, so all of the information in the app is designed to be easy to find, read, and use. One example of this is the Quick View pop-up. Whenever you tap anywhere on the map, a menu will appear with the same 5 buttons. This includes airport, weather, airspaces, nav, and traffic. This pops up no matter where you touch on the map and it brings up the most relevant information. You don't need to tap perfectly on each item either. If you tap near an airport, iFly will recognize that and it will bring up that airport as an option. Each option displays basic information relating to it, such as if you click on airport, it will show you the relevant frequencies and the best runway based on the current winds. To find more information about each tab, there are various buttons that you can tap on to expand on that. To find the same information on ForeFlight, it can be a little convoluted. If you have an airport already in your flight plan, you can tap on that airport and then it'll bring up information about the airport, weather, runways, NOTAMs, etc. In iFly, just tap on the airport tab, then click more info, and you can scroll through each section. We want all of the information to be really big and high contrast. That way you can actually see this in the air instead of having all these words blur together. In ForeFlight, the typical way to find information about an airspace or nav aid is to hold your finger on the map until it highlights green, and then select from a list of the different options that you see. In iFly, all you'll do is touch on the screen so the quick view pop-up comes up, and then select the appropriate tab. So if I want to find information about the Tyler airspace, all I do is tap on the airspace, then select the airspace tab. All right, next I'll show you what things we can change on the map. In ForeFlight, to change anything on the map, tap on the Map Layers button in the top left. Here you can change, the type of chart you want to see and any layers on the map, like with weather, traffic, and stuff like that. In iFly, it's generally the same thing. So tap on the map mode, and then at the top, you have the different charts that you'd like to select between, such as VFR and IFR. And then just beneath that, you have the different map layers that you can check mark or uncheck mark to show things on the map. So if I wanted to select the IFR low charts, tap on the IFR, select IFR low. If there's a specific chart you're trying to see, like the Bravo, you can just zoom into it. Or if you need to force that map display, say at like a larger zoom level, tap on the Select Map button, which is the three rectangles and the arrow over the top of it in the bottom left. And then here you could select the type of chart. Now back to the map layers, I'll show you a flow that you can do for a weather briefing prior to a local or a cross country flight. And we make it really simple for you. We're not going to give you 50 different options to choose from and then another page that has imagery and such. All you need to look at are the first 5 things in that map layer list. Everything below that applies to when you actually are flying, but these top 5 things are used for that briefing. So we can go through these quickly. Check mark the METAR and TAF. And one quick thing I'm gonna mention as well is when you check mark something, it's not going to close the menu instantly on you. So it's a lot more user friendly than when you're in ForeFlight and you tap on it, check mark it, and then your menu's gone. So you can't do a briefing quickly. With that said, for the METAR/TAF, what it will do is it'll show a little barb with the winds and a colored circle at the airport. So the inner circle is going to show you the current METAR flight rule. So right here it's saying it is marginal VFR, which is the inner blue ring, and the outer green ring says that the next TAF update will be VFR. When you click map mode, there's a gear icon next to each of these items. Usually you have to select it first before that item comes up. So if you tap on the gear icon, you can choose the TAF visual forecast, which will show you what the current TAF is. And then if you select through this, it will show you the TAF as it updates. So it looks like it's VFR all day here. And instead of having to grab the bar for all of the slidey menus that we have in the app and pull it, sometimes it makes it easy. You can actually just tap in that to the right and it will make it step 1 hour over instead of having to, drag it and be all precise. So now that we've looked at that, we'll click the X button, go back to the map mode. I can uncheck mark it and then select the next rad. This will show me, your weather radar on the map. To animate it, click the map mode, the gear icon, and then animate next rad. You can also change some stuff about it, like the opacity, to make it not as covering on the map. Next, go to your airmets and sigmets. You can tap on the item to find more information about it. And if, for example, two of them are overlapped and you're having trouble selecting one, you can deselect one of the layers by clicking the button in the bottom right. Then you have the forecast layer, which is very similar to how someone might get a briefing using Aviation Weather Center, or at least part of it. So the first option it has is the flight rule. So iFly is going to show a green or blue or red or magenta color onto the map indicating the flight rule. And you can see that little key on the bottom right showing what that actually is. Same thing with stepping through the time to see what it looks like across the forecast period. The forecast that we have in the app is roughly 30 to 36 hours, and you can look through that for the whole entire time. Then you have the visibility, low ceilings, cloud bases, cloud tops, convective activity, and the total cloud coverage. After you've looked through all of that, maybe the last thing you need here is just to look at the winds. So you can select the time, and then you can look at the altitude. That's all the map layers that we have. If you want to just find the METAR for the airport you're at, or another airport, just tap on your airport, click weather, and that will give you the immediate METAR. But if you want to pull up the TAF and whatnot, tap on weather info, and then you could select the TAF. For winds aloft, just tap the winds, and then for the MOS forecast, click the MOS button. The last thing you probably would want to know regarding weather would be to get a flight briefing, which is available in the app. So to get your briefing, click Flight Plan, Briefing/Filing, Get Briefing. Here, it's just going to pop out some information for you about the briefing that it wants you to confirm. So at the top, you'll check your departure time. Then you could go through the rest of this if you want to remove information that doesn't really affect you. I'll keep it all in here. And once you have that done, you can click Get Briefing. Here, it's going to pop up that full Leidos flight briefing, which you can step on through. There's a table of contents, which helps you jump through these very quickly to find the information that you're looking for. And lastly, before I forget, I want to show you the altitude planning feature and how the weather is displayed onto that. So if you go into flight plan and then select altitudes, there is this layers option. So when you tap on that, you're going to see the same stuff that we saw on the forecast layer previously. The only difference is this is going to be shown on that altitude profile. So it's clear today, so I don't got anything here, but I'm going to display a chart from our pilot's guide onto the screen here that you can look at. And it has a legend for everything that you might see on this page. So definitely a good thing to take handy if you want to take a screenshot of that and hold on to for when you run into this feature for your flights. And that's all there is really regarding the map layers and the weather in the app that you'd need. And in addition to this, I always supplement myself with Aviation Weather Center as well, just because it's a great resource that is giving you 100% correct information. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. You can email us at support@adventurepilot.com or call 214-585-0444. We have a live phone support team of pilots, and that's just another reason to switch. But nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.